what's your first memory of a Michigan-Ohio State game?
Oh, I go back, what am I, 52, so probably 40-some years that I grew up in northeastern Ohio, and my family were big Woody Hayes fans and Ohio State fans, and for some reason, to this day, I still don't know, but I do remember it. My mom said, "Hey, you have to go run an errand," and I threw a fit, and I was 6 years old or something, and so sure enough, we go run an errand, and it was colder than cold, and we went to some outdoor mall in Ashtabula, Ohio, and I remember I was so upset that I had to leave the TV. And over the loudspeakers outside at the mall, I would stand and listen to the game while she was shopping and doing whatever she had to do.
Did you ever meet Woody Hayes? Did you ever get a chance?
Oh, sure. 1986, I was hired here. He would come to our recruiting meetings and was failing in health. And my wife from Chillicothe, Ohio, one day said, "Hey, can we go up and say hi to Coach Hayes?" And I said, "You know what?" We went up there, and there's like 20 people in line. I said, "He's got an office right next to ours. We'll go meet him someday," and he passed away, so she never got to meet him. But I met him several times.
What about Bo? You ever meet him?
Oh, sure. Bo Schembeck was so gracious to me when I became the head coach of Bowling Green, because he has a Bowling Green background as well,
right.
And had former coaches and Dwight Perry, and he called me out of the blue and congratulated me and knew I was an Earl Bruce guy. I had great respect for Coach Schembeckler.
Yeah, I remember I'm with Urban Meyer here on the Rich Eisen Show. My senior year at Michigan was Bo's last year. And right before the Michigan-Ohio State game, he hadn't announced that he was done yet, but he just started telling stories about Woody and what this game meant, and he was different. It was different. It was just a different week for him because he knew it was his last one as well.
Wow.
And it just meant so much to him, Coach. And I'm wondering, what does this game mean to you, this game?
Well, it's personal. It's overwhelming at times because the sense of obligation and responsibility, and it humbles you to think of I know the history of this like the back of my hand, and the thing that truly makes Rich this rivalry so different, the respect is immense, and it was because of the 10-year war, and I didn't say the like. But the respect, and those two coaches just set the standard, Coach Schembeckler and Coach Hayes, that's all I knew. And then I worked for Earl Bruce, who went 5-4 against Coach Schembeckler, and it is hard as you can possibly play, but there's always that respect there.
Urban Meyer joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And now, folks from my side of the fence and your side of the fence are saying that you and Jim Harbaugh might have a similar war in that respect. Would you agree with that analogy?
I don't think that'll ever be the same. I think these are two very good teams, and they're going to play as hard as they can. And I'm just trying to focus on one day at a time. So I just think the 10-year war set the standard, and it humbles you to be part of it.
And which quarterback do you think you're going to see from Michigan this week?
The best one.
And how many times do you think you might see Peppers out there? What are you expecting on that front, number 5?
He played a bunch against us a year ago. I'm in charge of the coverage unit, so I'm worried about that. He's as good as a returner as there is in the game. So we'll see him a bunch.
So in terms of you expecting to see him on offensive snaps as well?
Rich, I don't spend enough time over there right now to tell you. I imagine they will. Mm-hmm. I don't know that, though.
Urban Meyer joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. A couple more minutes before I let you go. Is there, it's a noon start, Coach. It's just it's an old school type of a mentality. Would you ever consider putting this game under the lights if both sides agree to it?
No, I don't think so. No. This is the way it is, and I don't see that ever changing.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.